How's the mouth feel?
The mouse feel.
Is it recording now?
It's recording
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Hi! You probably have watched my channel maybe, but my name's Megan Nelson and I am with my buddies who are my roommates. And this is the first in a series of things that may or may not happen. We don't know yet, but we just record fun things and play video games, and I'm going to put them over drawings. So we'll see how that works.
Yay!
I'll introduce my roomies. One of them I talked to in the first podcast thingy.
That's me.
And the other one has not spoken yet.
She was mentioned, though.
She was mentioned. But the one speaking with me is Kristen.
Yes, I'm Kristen. Hello.
And the one with us now is Rebecca.
My turn.
It's your turn to speak.
Hi.
Nice.
She was mentioned. Yeah, so we recorded this like months ago. We came from a more innocent time.
We lived in the apartment then.
Yes,
on
now
the
we're
third floor.
We did. Now we're living in a house, a rental house that has 3 bedrooms and a den.
Nice.
With a dog. And
well, the dog didn't come with the house.
No,
the dog came with me.
The den is his room.
Yeah,
That's
the den is
true.
his room. So in this, we talked about Evangelion, writing, because me and Kristen are writers. Rebecca's also a writer, but she's a poet also.
She fluffy poetry.
She's won awards.
Fluffy.
She's won awards for her poetry. We've all won awards for her.
That's true.
Talked about Fruits Basket, lost a little bit because Kristen was obsessed with that back in the day.
Is that my fault?
That was your fault. You did that to me. But then I got you back with Breaking Bad.
My brother started that.
But yeah, we also talked about Warrior Cats a little bit, fandoms, and we said some interesting things about fandoms. So if you're easily offended, you might want to turn away or yell at us in the comments and we'll just, like, ignore you.
Discourse is welcome. Friendly discourse.
Friendly discourse. Emphasis on the friendly.
We understand people can take offense at everything, but we're willing to talk through that.
We talked about David Clement Davies, and I think that was about it. We talked about books a little bit, too.
Yeah, just random jabber in between.
Yeah, we're like gamer girls, kind of.
Some Spyro sound effects in the background.
Oh,
Yeah.
because we were playing Spyro while we recorded.
Listen closely for barely muted frustration.
And yeah, I think that's about it. So I hope you enjoy and you don't find it too weird, and comment and give us your thoughts. Oh, and like and share if that's your thing.
Do you say subscribe too?
Subscribe!
I've always wanted to. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yay!
Do we have a channel?
Well, it's my art channel.
Subscribe to Megan's art channel.
And
You go by Megan on her art channel?
I go by
what are
Ara
you?
Personnica.
Subscribe to Ara Personica's what is it?
YouTube channel.
Music channel. Subscribe to Ara Personica's YouTube channel.
For more updates and possibly more of these little podcast things. Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! All right. Talk to you later, or you listen to me later. Who knows? Farewell,
Bye.
young readers or watchers. Bye. Farewell. You did it. No.
Oh
never mind.
no! Oh,
You,
so close.
Well,
Well, we're playing Spyro the Dragon. I think we should
Yeah.
lead with that.
Spyro the Dragon, the second one. We've already beaten the first one.
Yeah, Ricto's Rage.
Yes. Neither of us have beaten either game. Have you beaten?
I've
the
beaten
second
this
one?
game 100%.
I have never beaten this game.
What the heck is that? I'm doing it! I'm doing it right! Ugh. I feel like it was harder when I played this game back in like the 90s because I couldn't look it up.
That's true. You can't just go look it up when you're in the 90s.
Yeah, I just had to
Back in the day.
I just had to suffer. And now
You did have the strategy guide, though. You pulled them out. Of
That's
your
true, I
little
do have the
boxes.
strategy guide! Oh, no, it's Year of the Dragon!
Oh, the wrong one.
It's the wrong one. Alright, so we're going to game facts. Well, they made this game in 1999. I feel like I also bought this one at CompUSA. I forget. forget.
Where you get all your games.
That was where I got all of them, yeah. I used to call it computer chip.
Computer chip.
Yeah, I don't know why. And it got to be the point where, like, because my family is pretty, like, nicknamey. So it got to be the point where, like, everybody in my family called it computer chip. And we'd be like, you know, because this was before that Best Buy was there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, like, let's go to computer chip and go buy a floppy disk. Or, I don't know, like, I forget what we bought. Like,
you're going way back.
In the 90s.
Too far back in the 90s.
But, you know, so we would be like, oh, yeah, let's go to computer chip.
Computer chip?
Yeah, and so, like, you know, I was, like, 10. So my parents were like, yeah, we'll humor her and, you know, call it computer chip. And then, like, we legitimately forgot what it was called. And so we would have to be, like, to people who were not familiar with, like, my family's slang, you know, they had to be like, you know, it's right over there by, like, the Olive Garden, and they sell, you know, computer chips.
Wasn't that Circuit City at some point?
Circuit City was by, oh, was it?
Yeah.
It was Circuit City after it was computer chip. Or CompUSA. After it was CompUSA. And then it moved down to Target, and then I don't think it's even there anymore.
Nope, it's just it's been empty for a long time. They tried to make it into like a weird farmer's market, but that didn't work out apparently.
No.
Didn't you have to pay to get in? I remember someone telling me that.
To get into Circuit City?
When it was the farmer's market, not the Circuit City.
I was like, no wonder they went out of business.
Nobody wanted to pay to go and look at beets.
Like, beets.
Beets,
I don't know.
Oranges.
Do you watch The Walking Dead?
No. My dad watched it for a long... He binge-watched it.
Yeah, me and my dad did too.
My dad hardcore binge watches. Because I showed him Jessica Jones. And I called him the next day and I was like, so did you check it out? And he was like, yeah. I watched it all night, and I was like, but you had to go to work the next day. And he was like, well, it was good.
Yeah, but you say that, but you did the same thing with Stranger Things.
I did do the same thing with Stranger Things.
Because
I also did it.
Watched 2 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And then I went home for a night, and I came back, and I was like, all right, we're on episode 3. And you were like, well,
I already finished it.
I watched the whole thing, 100% of it.
I watched all of it. I watched it until like 1 a.m. too.
Oh my gosh.
I binge watched Lost really bad though. When I was like traveling between the 2 schools that I was at the same time.
Yeah.
And doing some not very healthy things because of non-sleeping.
Yeah.
I would have to get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning to go to work at Disney, and I would watch Lost a lot, and I like watched the entire like 7 seasons in 2 months.
That is intense.
It was pretty intense. I just got so much lost.
I did in freshman year of college. Me and Rebecca, we'd watch 7 or 8 episodes a night of Lost.
Oh, God.
And I would skip classes to watch Lost. My second semester, I actually arranged my schedule around Lost so that I could watch Lost like into the night and then wake up and go to class at like 11.
More Lost.
Yeah, it was very important to me at the time to watch as much Lost as possible. And, I don't regret it.
I wonder if that's going to be the big thing of our day, binge watching. Just like, do you remember when we like just watched Stranger Things for like 7 hours that
we
whole
didn't
day?
Sleep. We just watched Stranger Things. I mean, I feel like it was a good spend of my time, though. Expenditure of my time.
I enjoyed it. Stranger Things, we talked about it before, but like, there's nothing that I would change in Stranger Things.
I know,
it's just so perfect.
It was, I would say like, I wish that it was longer, but it doesn't need to be longer because it was perfect length.
And it's also going to be longer.
I know, there's going to be
another
more.
Season.
So like, I feel like as a show, it's probably one of the best shows that I've seen in the past couple years.
It is a very good show.
Because I started watching, and I did not want to stop.
No. I got to watch Lost when it was finished.
Oh yeah, I had to suffer.
You had to suffer
I
as
hadn't
it came
seen
out.
the 7 or no, what was it? 6 season? Was it?
You had to survive that without, like, the literary criticism that explains what the heck the ending was about.
I know. Like, I mean, I loved Lost, okay? It got really weird some places, and you can kind of tell that they were like, we didn't know that we were gonna last this long.
So let's just throw whatever the heck we
Yeah.
can put into the show.
Like, I saw this interview where they were like, the 2 creators of Lost, I forget what their names are now.
They're fancy. Well, one of them was J.J. Abrams, wasn't it?
I think he was involved, yeah. But, like, they were talking about Benioff? Or is that that's Game of Thrones. Benioff and whatever. I forget. But the Lost people, they were talking about how if they didn't make it past the first season, they were going to have one episode where they were going to have an orangutan come out onto the screen and explain the plot twists to Lost.
Okay.
Yep.
It'll do like an Evangelion ending.
Yeah,
where
like
they just run
like,
out of money and be like, oh, all this stuff. Let's just put it in.
You think you know what's happening? Well, look at this.
Look at this, like, really cheap storyboard sketch that we couldn't afford to animate, and look, he's in school now.
He's like, wow, it's amazing. And
you're
just standing there like, like I didn't know how to feel in that moment. I was like, okay, like I suffered through. I didn't suffer through because I really liked Evangelion, but I watched so much of it. I invested so much of my time to you, Ano, and you repay me with like 4 episodes straight of like, who am I? Am I really me if I don't exist? Are you really you if I don't understand who you are as a human?
Do we exist only because other people think of who we are as humans?
Well, it's like, what the heck? Okay, thanks, Freud. You know, like I felt like I was back in like some BS she interpretation class.
It was very interesting, though.
I mean, it was interesting, and I really liked it, like I said, but that ending... I mean,
and it wasn't even made any better by the movie.
No, it was worse, if anything, because I got extra no closure, and also extra, like, everything was ruined.
Yeah.
The whole, like, I mean, I guess spoiler alert, but, like, the whole
Who
world
hasn't
is
seen
ruined.
Evangelion?
The whole world is, like, crap now, because essentially he rewrote the world so that everyone would tell him, oh, congratulations, you chose to live. Right?
Yeah, I think that's how it was supposed to go. Like, Shinji decided to actually save the human race after spending half the movie hating everything and wanting to die.
But, solely so that they could compliment him.
Yeah.
The whole world revolved around him.
That's what everybody wants, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but, like, would you, like, if you were Asuka, would you want to live? You wouldn't want that to be your life. To live on some, like, 10-foot square planet with some guy who brought you back to life so that you could tell him how great he is?
Well, that's why she called him disgusting.
That's true.
Apparently, like, some people interpret it as Shinji can choose to bring everybody else back to life. He just has to realize it.
Okay.
So that's how that was supposed to go. And I think the redo movies actually sort of go into that. Like, it's an alternate, but it's what happens after the giant ray monster takes over the world.
Yeah. In, like, the most uncomfortable, like, 5 minutes of my whole life.
Yeah. The thing that comes out of her forehead and all the naked little girls that just explode everywhere. Yeah, super weird.
I was just kind of along for the ride at that point. But that was the movie, right, that Asuka had that, like, super hardcore battle with the angels in.
No, that was the series. That was what they spent the last of their budget on.
Where she's at the bottom of the lake and all that?
Yeah, and she's just like,
shoot, I thought that was...
I'm gonna die. No, that was the TV series.
That was the coolest scene. I mean, I'm a huge Asuka fan, as you well know.
Yeah, and she realizes, Mother has been with me all along! And then she, like, picks up semi-trucks.
Yes!
And just destroys things. And
so cool!
And then the angels come down and tear all the organs of the Ava out.
I know, it was a little, like, it reminded me of, like, seagulls. You know,
yeah,
like,
they were supposed to, I think.
That was, like,
to be animalistic.
With the wings and all that. Yeah. So good. But that ending!
The ending, you just can't get over it.
I just can't get past that. I feel personally victimized by Hideaki Anno because of that.
He does a lot of cool things for animators in Japan, though. He sets up, I can't remember the name of it, but it's an independent animation thing where he funded a whole bunch of animators who wanted to do their own projects and shorts films. And he funded all their short films. And it turned out to be like some of the best animation that you've seen in Japan in a long time.
Wow.
You don't see a lot of that in the US. Or maybe I'm just not looking in the right places.
I mean, like, in the US, all of our animation is starting to kind of look the same. It all has that Steven Universe-y look to it.
Yeah, well, the
Super
2D
bubbly.
animation, at least.
Yeah.
It's a certain style. It's all just, like, permeated. Because they know it works. And they're nervous about trying new things that might not work, because then they won't get money. I just thought of the Titus gift that I gave you.
I thought about it the other day while I was at work, and I was, like, laughing. And my friend was like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's easier to just make something up than explain to you what I'm laughing about. How did that get cleared, though, is what I want to know. Like, with the voice actors, they're like, okay, now all I need you to do, it's really easy, I just need you to laugh. And then the guy for Titus is like, and the guy, like, who was the guy who said, yeah, great, that sounds perfectly normal and human?
I wonder.
And then after that, I think, don't they have celebrities now?
Yeah, they had Lance Bass doing, was it Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts?
He was Sephiroth.
He was Sephiroth, and another one of the singer people was Cloud.
Oh, it was Jesse McCartney, wasn't it?
No, Jesse McCartney was Roxas.
Cloud was, he was that guy in my mom's soap opera that she likes. I forget what his name is.
I remember that the actor himself was actually pretty happy about playing Cloud, because Cloud is an iconic video game character.
Steve Burton.
Are there multiple voice actors for Cloud?
The Young and the Restless and General Hospital.
Oh.
Jason Morgan on General Hospital. I knew
Isn't that another, like, is that going to be your next binge show after Grey's Anatomy?
I will never watch General Hospital. My mom has literally been watching it, like, every day since 1974.
Wow.
Like, it comes on, Kuraudu
Straifu.
Let's see. His voice actors. Fictional profile. Weapon. Sword. Human.
Buster sword.
Her
Or bastard.
race,
It's a
human.
bastard sword, isn't it?
Nibelheim?
Nebelheim. I don't know how you would say it. Nibelheim?
Let's see. Voiced in English by Steve Burton solely.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He's the only
The
one.
one person who plays all of the incarnations of Cloud.
He's had lots of Japanese voice actors, though. Or not lots, but 3.
Oh, well, there's the one in Crisis Core, and then there's the movie version, and then maybe the one in Kingdom Hearts. They're all just different.
Takahiro Sakurai.
That sounds familiar.
He played Suzaku's voice in Code Geass.
Ooh.
He's Edward Cullen's Twilight dub. Kureno
not
is one of the Somas, yeah? He was
Who?
the sparrow. Kureno?
Kureno. Oh, yeah, Kureno. There's a rooster.
Yeah, it used to be the rooster, and then the power of the curse got really weak, and I'm revealing myself to be a total weeb for Fruits Basket right now, but the curse got really weak, and so his form was a sparrow instead. Just like Hattori, he was the dragon, but instead of a real dragon, he was a seahorse. A baby dragon.
A baby dragon.
Yeah, so like in the past generations, they imply that the dragon was actually a dragon.
Oh. I like it when Spyro swallows things. It's just so funny.
His whole face pooches out.
He goes, boom.
I like playing as a quadrupedal hero. I don't know
They
why.
are
Like,
quite
it's just,
fun.
it's unusual to play as, like, an animal.
Yeah, you're also really into the animal books, too.
Yes, I love an animal fantasy book. Like, anything David Clement Davis has written. I used to want to marry him. Because I just think that he's just so fantastic.
Unfortunately, your ages are probably far, far different.
I know. I think he's like 60-something.
He's your grandfather.
No, we can make it work. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but he is, he's a lovely man, Mr. David Clement Davies. He is like 65. He lives in England. He's already married, so that could cause some problems legally.
Well, mentally, I guess you could marry him. You could, like, go back in time mentally, I guess.
That's
and
true.
pretend he's not 60 years old.
That's true. I mean, every book that I've ever read by him, I have loved. I haven't read one of them that I was like, even like a little bit like, ooh. You never read any of his books?
I tried to read The Sight for a long time.
It's hard to get into.
Yeah, the dialogue tags were bothering
I know.
me.
Once you pointed that out, I was like, oh no, she's so right.
Look at
Everything is like...
everybody growls.
Everybody growls and... I mean, they are wolves, to be fair.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I was trained in college to disdain the dialogue tags.
Yeah.
It's
ruined me. Like,
yeah.
they said never use them.
Avoid adverbs. All of that stuff.
Yep, they told me, always use said. You don't need to gussy it up. They all know what they're here for when they get to the dialogue tag. They're here for said. I'm like, well, sometimes I don't want to use said. You know, like, sometimes I feel like you can say whispered or screamed for an impact.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm like, let's change it up a little bit. Because samey saying gets really annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like I tried to follow all of the rules that they were given in college about writing, and it just, like, made my stuff feel very stiff.
Yeah.
Just, like, samey same stiff.
That's no fun.
Yeah. I had one person tell me that I wrote, like, a pop writer. Like, those hip young pop writers, they just write so quickly read things. They have no head for poetry. I don't know if it was a compliment or a
yeah, like,
not
were you
compliment.
offended, or?
I was like, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean that my writing is not thoughtful? I guess.
Was that the best, worst compliment you've ever gotten? Like, the funniest, weird critique?
Oh... I've had somebody told me that when I mentioned, I don't know if it was about writing specifically, but I just asked about how to find time for writing, because I'm got so many things going on. And I was just like, anybody got tips for finding time to write? And this guy just, like, commented back, and he was like, maybe you just have lost your drive for writing, because when you actually are a writer, you find time to write, and you don't have to pick at it and everywhere. And he was vicious, and I was like, I just asked a question. And he was like, what would you give up in order to write? I've given up everything in my life so that I could survive on the meager earnings.
Oh my gosh! I live in a box so that I can be a true writer, and you're not a true writer.
I live every day living off of revenue from my books. And he's like, are you jealous? And I was like, man, you are very crotchety.
Jeez.
I was Orson Scott Card's little writers forum.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, he's not very friendly at all.
No.
But, I mean, I sort of stopped posting on there because, like, what they were giving me wasn't very helpful.
No.
It was mostly nitpicky, and I was like, you guys, why? I don't know, I guess they have to cull the newbies. And if you're strong enough to stick around, I guess they want you there, but I don't know.
I don't want to deal with that.
I've found that a lot of writerly groups are kind of like that. Like, if you they call you by, like, inviting you into their weird little social circle. And then if you don't do things the way they do it, they sort of are not friendly. Or it's just a weird atmosphere whenever you hang out with them. So, I don't know.
Deal with that.
Maybe I just have to hang out with the fan fiction writers. Because they're the ones who have less, I don't know, a much nicer view of writing.
I never really had any problems with fic writers. There was, towards the end of my, like, fan fiction career, you could say, there was a group on the Warriors fandom that was, like, very, like...
supportive?
No, the opposite.
Oh, the
supportive.
opposite?
Yeah, like so nitpicky that they were chasing people off their forum.
Wow.
Like, off the writing, like, the topic completely. Because they would be like, they tried to get me a couple times, and I was like, just not having it. I was like, look, I'm here to have a good time. We're all writing about talking cats, so let's not act like anyone's better than anybody else. Like,
well, as soon as you get into the shipping pairs, everybody's up in arms. You can make your own original characters and ship them, and they're like, oh, it's so cute. But as soon as you touch a ship online, everybody is like, no! Let me explain to you in 72 paragraphs why this cannot work.
Yeah, like, I just want to take people by the shoulders sometimes and just shake them. Like, it's not real life! This is supposed to be fun! Which I feel like is a vital flaw with Tumblr.
Yeah.
Because everybody on Tumblr takes themselves so seriously. And I try to tell myself, I'm like, okay, well, it's because they're all very young. You know?
Yeah, I mean, when I was 12, I was not very nice about anybody who hated my ship, Inuyasha and Kagome.
Yeah.
If anybody did not like Inuyasha and Kagome, I was like, you cannot speak to me. I'm not friends with you. These are all the reasons why Inuyasha and Kagome are perfect, and why Inuyasha and Kagome and Sesshomaru should never get together. So
it was like dead serious then.
It was dead serious for me, because that was all I watched, the only thing that I was exposed to as a child of 12 who could not drive anywhere and who had no friends who could drive her anywhere and wasn't a part of any group activity like band.
Gosh.
Just obsessing over these ships online.
Your life was Kagome Inuyasha.
It was.
What is their ship called?
Inukag. Inukag. And I used to hate Kikyo because Kikyo got in the way of the illustrious Inuyasha and Kagome pairing.
Uh-huh.
And I would read the Bash fanfiction for Kikyo and just laugh. I once actually snapped at my mom. I was a horrible child.
Oh my gosh.
Because she got me a DVD, an Inuyasha DVD, and it had Kikyo on the front. And she was like, I saw this girl and I knew you liked her. And I was like, I hate Kikyo! And then I realized what I'd done to my mother. And I was like, no, I like Inuyasha. This is good, but I hate Kikyo.
Your poor mom must have been like, I just wanted to do something nice for you.
I was a terrible child. I was one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess I can understand it. I guess it changes with age. Like, the kids who watch Teen Wolf now will probably look back just like me and be like, wow, I was a jerk.
I don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes people are just so, like, set that they're like, they just cannot see other arguments.
Yeah, there are some people like that.
Like politicians.
Yes, they have to be set. And even if they change their mind, they have to lie about it because they won't get votes.
That's true. But it seems to work for them. Do you think I could hit the crowd?
Let's see.
Oh my gosh!
They're dolphins. So you never had a hardcore ship when you were young?
I'm trying to think. Like, I just never really... It sounds like callous. I never really cared enough. Like, I was trying to think of my OTP, and I just never, like, had one.
Inuyasha and Kagome was definitely mine when I was hardcore into that stuff.
You were like, fly or die. Like,
fly or die was like, my best friend, Rachel, liked Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, or not, I keep saying it wrong, Kagome and Sesshomaru, and she would write fan fiction about it, and I was a jerk to her. I was like, I cannot believe that you like Inuyasha, or Sesshomaru in Kagome.
It's just such a betrayal.
It was a betrayal of my trust. I feel so bad about it now. I was so mean. But, hey, if you like Kagome and Sesshomaru now, I don't care.
Now you're like, to each their own.
I got super over Inuyasha in the end, because, like, it never ended. It was one of those, it's one of the longest running manga, I think.
And how it was, like, basically the same thing every, like, 20 chapters.
Yeah, it has, like, 70 volumes. And, like, at least Naruto has 70 volumes, but at least it changed up a bit. Inuyasha never changed.
No.
It just nothing ever happened.
They had a bunch of movies.
Yeah, the movies are pretty good, but they have nothing to do with the plot.
Oh.
They're those, like, secular movies where everything starts off the same as the show. Things change, and then they have to make everything happen so that the show can go on.
Oh, like, status quo ending.
Yeah, basically. But yeah.
I hate those.
So, none. Not even in the Warriors stories.
I mean, I liked Fire... wait, which book are you on?
I'm reading the first one.
I liked Firepaw and Sandpaw.
Firepaw and Sandpaw?
Yes.
That pairing?
I can't be too specific. Yeah, I liked Firepaw and Sandpaw.
Firepaw and Sandpaw.
And then I liked, let me think. There was in the third book, there was everybody's OTP, which was Gray Stripe and Silver Stream. Everybody liked them. Everybody.
Were they canon or were they not canon?
They were canon. I'll just tell you, because you're going to find out. They were canon.
Yeah, I'll probably forget by the time I actually read the books anyway.
I really liked Silver Stream. And they had a bunch of, like, hate you're gonna lose.
I am gonna lose.
Oh,
I just ended it. Oh, look, he slaps the water.
Yeah, he's like, crap.
Dang it.
I really liked them because it was the first time that they had done cross-clan relationships.
Oh.
Because they talked, like, a big game about, like, oh, you can only, take a mate from within your own clan. And, Gray Stripe, obviously, is in ThunderClan, which is the hero clan. And Silver Stream is in River Clan, a.k.a. the not Thunder Clan.
Yeah.
So it's bad. Sorry.
But you wouldn't kill and, like, disown your friends for it.
No. I mean, I don't know, I'm a big fan of canon pairings. I don't really care for crack ships and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, none of that's going to happen. So, like, why would I even imagine what that looks like? It's like a really weird practical way, I feel, of viewing fandom.
See, that all changed when I watched the ending of Kingdom Hearts and Riku took off his cloak and he had long hair and was beautiful. And I shipped Riku and Sora ever since. And, like, they do kind of make sense if you think about it hard enough.
I mean, as much as I said just now that I don't approve of... It's not that I don't approve, I just don't feed into...
the crack or
non-canon pairings.
Non-canon.
Let me just remind you that when Sora found Kairi, he was happy. But when Sora found Riku, he fell to his knees and wept.
That is my exact reasoning. He was like, oh, Kairi, I'm so happy. Riku! Oh my god,
And he holds his hand, too, doesn't he?
He falls to his
knees.
knees.
He falls to his
He
knees.
holds Riku's hands in both of his, and
weeps.
he's, Riku!
Yeah.
I can't believe you're here, Riku!
So, I'm not, as much as I say that, for his canon pairing, he was you quit. Did you give up?
I gave up.
He was like happy, but only with one did he fall to his knees and weep.
I know. I have a feeling that Tetsuya Nomura is secretly gay, but he just doesn't want anybody to know, so he puts it in all of his games.
I mean, he has a huge boner for belts and zippers.
Yeah.
So.
Belts and zippers and very pretty boys.
Yep.
And, like, very, very complex male relationships compared to female relationships.
Yeah, because Kyrie is kind of just, like, there.
Yeah,
and Aqua
most
is
of
just
the
kind of
time.
there.
Yeah, Aqua makes me so mad. Like, the closest that he's ever come to a cool character was Shion, and Shion is basically Sora.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, like, she is Sora, right?
She's accumulation of Sora's memories of Kyrie, is what
Like,
the Kingdom Hearts
Oh,
ethos tried to do.
See, when you, like, tell me these things, because I played a couple Kingdom Hearts games. I played 1 and 2, and that one in between with the cards, Chain of Memories.
Yeah, Chain of Memories.
And then when you tell me these things of, like, the other games, I'm just, like, so happy that I haven't played a Kingdom Hearts game since, like, 2010. Yeah, like, when I see these things, like, Terra is actually the nobody, or it's Terra's nobody that was, like, the half of Ansem that became evil, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm getting a headache.
Well,
I have a pain.
Actually,
And my pain is Kingdom Hearts. And it's nonsense.
Ansem went into Terra. Ansem became Terra. So, like, Terra actually looks like Xehanort. Well, Xehanort went into Terra. I got it wrong.
You had to, like, back up twice. Okay.
Okay, well, Xehanort was the original. He was this nasty-looking old guy. And he went in to Terra, like, he prepared Terra because he, like, made Terra's darkness become more dark.
Okay.
And he prepared Terra to become his vessel. So he went into Terra, and Terra looks exactly like Xehanort the Young, the one who became
the
Xemnas.
lab assistant guy.
The lab assistant one. And the lab assistant didn't remember that he was Xehanort, because when he woke up as Xemnas or Xehanort the lab assistant, he had forgotten all of his Xehanort memories. And he was not evil, and then he became evil and became all sorts of different people. He was Xehanort, and he was Xemnas, and he was Ansem, and then he wasn't a nobody, I don't think, at any point.
Xemnas is a nobody.
That's true, but Xemnas is also Xehanort.
Like the original first copy.
I think so. I might be missing a step. 'Cause, like, and then Xigbar is actually turning into Xehanort, because he's got, behind his patch, he's got a yellow eye, and he's like, I'm already half Xehanort! He was crazy. So they're just, like, making it deeper and deeper.
Is it deeper, though, or is this just more convoluted?
I wonder. They're just so earnest about the darkness. The darkness in my heart.
What if you, like, it was so cool, because for a while, like, Terra was dark but still good, and Riku was dark but still good.
Yeah, but, like, they're just, like, have more darkness in them than the other ones. Like, Sora is basically mostly light, and Riku is basically mostly dark, I guess.
What's it called? Aquarium?
I just remember getting stuck on this level forever.
Aquaria Towers.
Cool.
How are we doing on time?
We can probably stop talking now.
Awesome.
Yay, so we can stop talking now.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.